Hello world, this is Michael Pepper, Tech Talk, and this is Thursday night Tech Talk, and this is going to be a little bit different tonight. Normally I'm pretty calm and relaxed, but I got some things we need to talk about, some serious things here, some serious matters, some discoveries, some things, some announcements, some chaos. So let's get started. So with that, my first thing here is a bit of an 8K rant. What the hell is wrong with you, Samsung? That's all I'm going to say. What the hell is wrong with you? You think that just because you make a phone with a sensor that can shoot 8K, like it matters? You know what doesn't matter? If I shoot in 8K, how the hell am I going to edit it? Your own phone won't even let me edit it. It says this resolution is too high to be edited. It can be viewed on it. I can view it on my iPad. LumaFusion won't edit it. I can go in on the phone itself. Power Director won't edit it. What's wrong with you? I shot beautiful footage. Was standing in my backyard. But I can't do anything with it. YouTube will make you downconvert it. Can't transfer it to anybody because I can't send it because it's too large of a file. Can't edit it down because none of the software will let you export it out. The built-in software won't even let you edit it. What is going on? You made the hardware, you made the camera apps, you made that software. Where's my editing software? How am I supposed to do anything with this? Because we know, sure as hell, this is not for family members to shoot 8K footage of their family and send it off to somebody if your own software doesn't even allow you to do that. If you're looking at me and you're looking at content creators, you got to be able to do something with it. What good does it do for me to shoot it and just have it sitting there on the phone? Oh, I suppose I can cast it to a TV, but who has an 8K TV? Who has even above 4K TVs? Most of the people out there, the tech heads, the people that they get it because it's the latest and greatest. But for everybody else, why does this matter? What are these companies thinking? 4K is great. I shot this 8K footage, zoomed in on something. I intended on taking it and using that zoomed in, uploading this in 1080p at the end. But I can't even touch it. What are you thinking, Samsung? I shouldn't have to take the time to download it to a computer, shell out $300 in software, download and pay for a external conversion to bring it in, only to find out that it's still not supported, only to find out that it has shutter lag, only to find out that there's a jello effect. What are they thinking? Future proofing my ass. That's all I gotta say. Future proof. How is it gonna be future proof if it's shit now? Huh? How? The video footage looked good. It was a little jello-y, but that can be fixed in software. What are you thinking, Samsung? That brings us into future of tech. Where are we going in the future? Why are we looking to the future when most of the companies can't even get now correctly? 4G LTE? Ha. Potential speeds of that, they're talking about 1.4 gigabit per second speeds. 5G is saying 3 to 6 or 7, depending on the type of technology you're using. We'll get into that later. But for now, look at me. Update your software. Make it so it works. Or don't make promises that you can't keep. That is the seriousness. That is why it doesn't matter if you throw numbers at me. That's why it doesn't matter if you put a 48 megapixel sensor, a 64 megapixel sensor in your damn cameras. If I can't even do anything with them, I click and I have to sit and wait 10 seconds for that to process before I can see if I need to take another photo. And then if I click back to back, file corruption can happen. Samsung, what's going on? Samsung isn't the only one. iPhones. iOS 13, don't even get me into that. And now, if you update to 13.4, you can't revert back to 13.3.1. I have 13.4.5 on my iPad. Didn't change a thing. Making old technology obsolete is crap when you're trying to force people to update to your company's product. Why? Future. Get now right or don't worry about a future because you won't be there for it. Google, OnePlus, Samsung, Apple all need to focus on now and look to the future later. Optimization should be good now. I don't care if you can bring me something in a future update. Don't say I'm releasing a product. Don't say you're releasing a product and you're going to give me an update. Don't give me concepts. Give me actuality. Don't give me this phone and say, oh, you can do all this amazing stuff with it. But only if you're a developer for us and only if you get access to the software that we're going to give to you 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road. Because that's when your product sells like it did. That's when you have to promise to buy it back for half as much 2 years from now. And that's another scam that I want to talk about. Samsung's buyback program that they announced with the S20 line is crap. I looked into it. I just bought this S20 and then 2 days later they had the buyback program and I looked into it because I thought about, oh, I'll just send this back and I'll purchase another. I'll wait for the refund to come in and I'll just purchase another one if they're going to do this buyback thing. The only problem is my trading value for my previous device would no longer be $700. It would be $450. That is $250 less. And the next one would be the same thing. So for them to make up that $500 that they're giving you for it, they're giving you $250 less now and $250 less down the road. They aren't giving you anything. Nothing in life is free. This isn't free. You'll see ads coming in videos. The future should be now, not later. If we can't trust these companies and what they promise for now, why would we trust them in what they're going to give us later? All these people coming out saying, oh, the software that these people are using is not even up to date. These people come out and they're ranting about the Ultra, and the Knights come out and say, oh, they're going to update it. Isn't that a lot of faith you're putting in a company? A company who released a Note 7 that blew up. A company who uses clever marketing. A company who isn't truthful. How do you trust them? How do you know? This is why you can trust me to bring you truth in technology, facts, and education. This is why you come to Michael Pepper Tech Talk. This is now. Speaking of future, let's talk about wireless charging. Wireless charging. Right. Let's talk about that. Just a second here. Wireless charger. Phone. Bam. Wireless charging. Does it even matter? I still have to plug in the wireless charger, don't I? I still can only use one device on it. It's slower. A lot of times it creates more heat, degrades the battery more. Do I want that? Do I need that? OnePlus says yes. They say, we'll give you 50-watt normal charging. We'll give you 30-watt wireless charging. Huawei did the same thing. Samsung now has 10-watt wireless charging. They now have reversible 9-watt wireless charging with other devices. They now have all this stuff. Doesn't matter. Why are they taking away the ports? Some people say headphone jack is not necessary. But do people think we don't just use them to plug in these? We use them for microphones. We use them for other accessories. We use them for things that people might say are antiquated. But why prevent somebody from being able to do something? You can buy an adapter. But then I got to buy, 4 or 5 different kinds of adapters. Most of which Samsung isn't getting the money for because you buy them from another company. Why give us something and take something else away? The reason? Money. My theory? Other companies. Multi-billion-dollar industry in iPhone accessories. This is why Apple stuck to the Lightning port as long as they did and still continues to manufacture devices with that. This is why companies want them to switch to USB-C, because then they don't have to pay Apple licensing fees. They can pay those to the regulations commission that determines what's classified for that. They can pay them to those manufacturers that make those products. It's all about money. It's all about thinking that everybody's a fool. I don't think you're a fool. I think you're a fool if you don't watch this. I think you're a fool if you don't do your research and you trust these companies. Why should I trust them? It's great. You brought us 120 hertz. Tell me why it matters. I turn it off. I can tell, but I can really tell when battery life is improved. I can really tell only with apps that use it. The milliseconds launching in between doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. True wireless technology is going to be implemented through Wi-Fi. True wireless technology is going to be that you carry this thing around, and no matter where you are in your house or your work or whatever, it's charging. There's adapters. It's using light. It's using whatever to transfer. That is the truth in wireless. Disconnecting just so you have to plug a cord in from a puck to the wall, that's not wireless. That's a large, obscene device to attach to the end of the cord so you don't have to plug it into your phone and you can pick it up and set it down. Pick it up and set it down. What difference does it make? If you don't get it on there just right and you wake up in the morning and your phone's at 20% because it didn't charge, what difference does it make? Is wireless charging just for a bunch of drunk buffoons who don't want to take the effort to plug in a cable? Just remember, you asked for this, tech people. You asked for wireless charging. You asked for ports to go away. You asked for a more waterproof device. You know what? If you want a waterproof device, put it in a case. Don't cause these companies to go, oh, that's a good idea. Let's remove the headphone jack so there's one less port. Next thing, the charging port's gone. Now, where are you going to connect your microphone? Where are you going to do this? Where in the hell do you think you have the authority to say everybody needs it? Because I do. On to other wireless things. 5G, millimeter wave, or sub-6. So I've been doing a little bit of research about this. And basically, millimeter wave is the fastest. Sub-6 is faster than LTE, but not the ridiculous 3 gigabit per second speeds or faster. But it's like 2.4 gigahertz versus 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. The advantage of being on T-Mobile and their sub-6 technology is it penetrates the walls. Sub-6 penetrates the walls. Think about that. Millimeter wave, it's just another empty promise. Good luck. You buy those devices, you're on Verizon, you're on AT&T, T-Mobile uses both. You're on these other companies and they say, oh, great, we can promise you these speeds. Yeah, if you're standing outside and it's not raining and it's not windy and you're not standing behind a tree and you're not standing behind a freaking narrow pole and you're not standing behind something or around a corner or a bike doesn't come down the sidewalk and you have to dip out of the way and you lose your connection. 5G, just another empty promise like 4G LTE. Companies fulfilling promises are just lies. Where I am excited is for bandwidth to open up for LTE so that we actually get faster speeds. That's what I'm excited about. Coverage, better coverage. Weird situation I had with 5G was this phone was picking up 5G in the house, giving me 3 or 4 bars. When I turned it off from 5G mode to 4G, I got 2 bars, but I got faster on LTE, like 2 to 4 times faster. What is going on, people? Why do you believe the marketing that these companies are doing? Why do you believe this matters? Everybody's preaching 5G. It's great. 5G this or that. Just remember 4G LTE was the promise. Long term, LTE, long term, was the promise back when 3G was a thing. The first 4G phone was promised these faster speeds. We were promised 99% coverage in the nation. When I can't stand inside a house and get signal with the current technology, why promise the future when the current technology is flawed, just like I was talking about earlier? Now on to another subject here. Smartphone zoom. Does it even matter? No. Yes, you can take a photo and you can recognize somebody 5, 10 times zoom, 30 times zoom. Yes, you can take a photo of something and read it. Yes, you can maybe capture something you wouldn't have been able to capture. You know what? Get off up your butt and walk closer if you can. If you can't, then maybe you should have grabbed a regular camera. Also, telephoto lenses don't matter. I've been pitching this for the last 6 months at least. And now everybody seems to come out and say, "Oh, let's do a video on it. Let's discuss this." Well, guess what? This guy right here has been pitching this for a long time. This guy right here has been saying, "You know what? Google pulled the wool over your eyes when they came out with this new phone. They kept the same primary lens. They put this telephoto and gave you a promise that is software, a promise that uses pixel rendering duplication basically to give you something that you already had, a promise to allow you to zoom all the way in and get this crazy thing that looks like crap, this crazy thing that Samsung shows looked like crap. Unless you are standing on the surface of the sun with that much light, your image is going to look like trash. You're going to end up with something that looks like watercolor. You're going to end up with something that looks like your 18 months old son grabbed a hold of the markers and scribbled it on a wall. You're going to end up with something that looks like trash. Do you want trash or do you want quality? Look at the devices, look at these promises that are being made, and why should you upgrade when what you already have is great? What you already have in your hands is more than enough. If you've gotten a phone in the last 4 or 5 years, if your phone shoots 1080p video, if your phone has 720p display, you have more than enough. It's all about pixel density. It's all about what devices are people going to view this on. It's all about the experience for you and why I'm not telling you what you should and shouldn't buy, why I'm educating you, why I'm pointing these things out, why I'm looking at the differences, why I'm getting down to the science, why should you listen to me? Well, guess what? I'm a photo major. Guess what? I spent all my life in a household with my dad who did analysis for a living. So, guess what? I look at these products and I bring the information and I bring the truth and I bring the facts to you. You want the facts, you want the truth, come to my channel. Watch what I do. Watch this stream Thursdays. Watch us tomorrow night on this channel with me and battery powered. Watch us as we discuss things. Watch and realize that it no matter if you have an LG, a OnePlus, a Samsung, or an iPhone, I will bring you the truth. Watch. Smartphone versus DSLR. Guess what? It depends on what you need. Can a smartphone match a DSLR? In a lot of cases, yes. But there are instances in which a DSLR is better. Low light, you don't want to sit there and have to try to hold the device still for a minute, do you? Low light allows more light in because of a larger sensor in a DSLR, especially full frame, especially mirrorless, things of that nature. Don't let people think that this isn't a great device, though. You want to capture your kids? You want to take pictures of them? You want to capture an event in which you can't carry this big, bulky camera with you? You want to have a device that just works. You want to have a device that you can upload those photos immediately. You want to have a device that if you're using an iPhone, you can airdrop them to somebody, or Wi-Fi direct on your Android phone. You want a device that you know will save those memories so they don't get lost to the cloud right away. You want a device that you can edit on. You want a device that is one device that can do all this. Smartphone. You want a device where you can change your lenses. You can have 50 different lenses and swap them in and out. You want a device where if the hardware gets better, you just buy a different body and your lenses are good. You just buy a different camera, buy a DSLR. But other than that, the best camera is the one in your pocket. The best camera is the one on you. It's all about how you use it. Most of us are not photography experts. I studied it. Guess what I use every day? Guess what I use to bring the beautiful images that you see on Instagram, that you see on Twitter? Smartphone. It's all about the eye. It's all about the artist. It's not about the paintbrush. It's not about the pencil. It's not about the paper. It's not about the clay. It's not about the oven. It's not about the device. It's about you. It's about understanding the capabilities. It's about understanding the light. It's about understanding the lenses. It's about understanding what you're doing. It's about seeing that image and making it a reality. So let's do that together. Let's make your image a reality. Let's get together as a community and seek the truth, because that is what my channel is all about. And with that being said, I bid you all a good night. Thank you, and God bless.